Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin just broke above 45.8k. For me, therefore, that alternative scenario is becoming now much more likely. I've also just opened a long position for Bitcoin. Ideally, what you want to do is to wait for the daily candle close or the weekly candle close. But for me, I'll have an early start tomorrow morning. And I'm not going to wait. I made a decision for my own that I'm not going to wait for the candle close. It is risky, and however, I recommend, should you do the same, you wait for that candle close, but it will be midnight, and I'm not very fast to really wait because I have a really early start tomorrow. So nevertheless, what's happening here? So very exciting weekend, by the way, very exciting for Bitcoin. And for crypto in general. We've seen huge moves up, which is great because a lot of the altcoins did reach in the last few weeks my target areas that we defined in November. Bitcoin still hasn't done it. Yeah, but if you take a look at all the cryptos that I cover, most really have done it. I think the only ones that haven't really reached the target area are Polkadot and yeah, I think Polkadot and Bitcoin, they are the only two, and the other ones have all reached their target area. So Bitcoin moving up, really good for the altcoins, and I still have to point out that for many altcoins the downside potential is still very much there. We need to be aware of it, but it's certainly starting to look really interesting for many of the altcoins. A lot of the moves up are really interesting, and we see a lot of altcoins moving up in double digits, especially here VeChain in the last few days, and Silica as well, and there are a few others as well anyway. But this video is about Bitcoin. So I told you that in this scenario here, where my primary expectation was that this whole triangle breaks to the downside, that this was the primary scenario. I think this is so far now invalidated. We just have to look now what the price is doing. It broke to the upside of that triangle. Of course, it's still possible to go down. We still haven't got a daily candle close, so I just need to remind you. But personally, I told you, if we break above that level and ideally see a retest. Now, we haven't seen a retest yet, but if we see a retest, I'm going to open long position. I have still done it because we see a lot of volume, and because I'm not going to wait for the candle close. That's just my own decision. Again, it's risky, but still, you could argue we have on the 1 hour chart now seen a retest because you have moved up. We have come down in that hourly candle to 45.8, and we've moved up since then. It's not a 4 hour candle close, it's not a daily candle close, not a weekly, but Bitcoin has moved above it, which now makes that alternative scenario that I've had on the chart for weeks now as well much more likely, where we would now move into this area. So you know now what is likely to happen, which would be this move here, moving into this area between 55 and 65k in a wave B, before we then should get exhausted here and will then move down there. Don't really like this scenario because it takes longer. That whole correction will take longer to play out, but that, in my opinion, is now the most likely scenario. Good for anybody who is planning to take profits here. Yeah, maybe someone who bought in this area here last year or here and did not manage to take profits at the peak will be able to take profits in this range. Yeah, or anybody who followed my buy orders down here. Yeah, maybe started to buy Bitcoin below 40k. This is what I did, and also many altcoins we accumulated down here with my buy orders. These will obviously go up significantly if Bitcoin moves into this range, and that would be an opportunity there to take profits. Of course, I will need a bit of time, but I will take a look at the market tomorrow and will update my sales orders, my buy and sell orders on Discord. Yeah, so everybody who's a channel member and is joining Discord will see these, and then I will update these with my latest view on the market and where I plan to take profits for Bitcoin, but also for many altcoins. So again, if you want to see these, check out the channel membership. I personally believe it's worth it and get a lot of positive feedback about these buy and sell orders, but that's up to you, obviously, if you are interested in using these or not. But yeah, this is a significant move, and this invalidates now some of these possible scenarios that we had on the chart before. For example, had on the chart this this move here, this 1-2. Yeah, this would have been a wave 3, 4, 5. Now this is invalidated because this wave now did go above those previous ones, which means that this cannot be a wave 1, this cannot be a wave 2, so that whole thing is invalidated. Makes it now much more likely that we're really going to climb into this region, which has its good sides as well, right? It will unfortunately just take longer, that whole correction. But yeah, at least we see some movement here, and there will be some profit taking in the next few weeks, I can tell you that. And I'll update my buy and sell orders. And we can currently see how this move of Bitcoin, just before the weekly candle close, is really affecting the whole market. And we see cryptos moving through the resistances, like for example Solana 105. One more reason why I took this trade, I have observed it many times that in a when we really start to move with Bitcoin, that we go through these resistance levels as if they weren't there. And we've done that now a few times. We've done it here. Yeah, we've done it here, just as if they weren't there. And that was another thing that confirmed me, plus that volume and the 1 hour candle close. Again, some people like to wait for candle closes, some people don't. If you want to be on the safe side, wait for the daily candle close. But I didn't. Now I'll go to bed now. It's been a long day and I have an early start tomorrow. So still wanted to update you because this is significant, and this is what we've been waiting for weeks now. I mean, for over a month, really, that decision in which direction the market is heading. Because in this whole sideways range, I told you that, you know, the market really hasn't decided yet. It has decided now, in my opinion. Before the daily candle closes, there's still the increased risk that we go down. But I think we've moved through this resistance as if it hadn't been there. And yeah, that is exactly what we waited for, that decision. It's not my primary expectation, it's the alternative. But as you know, I have to make that clear, there is always an alternative. There has to be. Every TA where you don't have a bullish and a bearish scenario doesn't really give you the information you need, yeah, because you cannot make a decision should the market move into the other direction, because you don't know what the market will be capable of in the alternative scenario. And this is my primary scenario. And yeah, hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.